Hello guys, and I would like to start this video with a disclaimer because it contains lots and lots of sensitive content for Russian trolls, propagandists and those who believe that Russia can potentially win the war. Why? Because this week especially it was really hot inside Russian Federation, which proves the main theory of this channel. War always returns back to its home, and in our case it is Russia. So in this video, let's sum up together how Russia, which is a real hell on earth, from metaphorical hell turned into literal one with lots of fires and explosions around. And the question that bothers me greatly, why Russian population accepts but not reacts to that. My name is Anna and I vlog daily from Ukraine since the start of the brutal Russian invasion. So if you're new to the channel, you support Ukraine, please subscribe and help us fight against Russian propaganda, fake news and their soldiers on free Ukrainian territory. And my longtime friends, check your subscription status and hit notification button. So this week was extremely hot in Russia, turning Russia into a hot zone, not just Ukraine. But in case with Ukrainian invasion, it was totally unjust, totally illogical, totally irrational. And here it is a legal, honest and just punishment that always awaits aggressors and bullies, which Russia is now. And let's just look at this week. It all started with the destruction of two Russian planes, one of which A-50, which is early warning and control plane, is extremely rare, extremely expensive, but most importantly, it was much needed by Russian army to identify targets inside Ukraine. It was destroyed, turned into a submarine, and now rests in peace on the bottom of the Sea of Azov. Then there were serious explosions in Voronezh, and we know there was huge panic around people, and once again it demonstrates that Russia was never prepared for war to come on its territory. And if you look at the systems of air defense that they have, they put them only on the front lines, they put them in Crimea, but they totally do not care about the majority of Russian or non-Russian territories, which are temporarily a part of Federation. Why am I saying temporarily? Because we have to recollect another day this week in Bashkortostan, which is a national republic inside Russian Federation. Remember to subscribe to demonstrate your solidarity and to watch Russian collapse together, because this is real. One of the most important things we all have to remember, Russia is Russia, and Russian Federation consists of 22 national republics, many of which won their independence, many of which tried to gain this independence in the 90s, failed due to different reasons, but these processes, they are alive. And Bashkortostan, located like close to 2,000 kilometers away from Moscow, with totally different traditions, religion, family relations, is the land that wants some freedom. And we saw huge protests on the streets of Bashkortostan just this week, something we cannot expect from Moscovites. By the way, compare this fact. Whatever happens in Moscow part of Russia, people do not react, but in other parts they are more active, and I think we should invest more in communication and support of different nations that are now pressured, suppressed and occupied by Russia that simply drinks out their resources. Then there were huge explosions on the oil depot in St. Petersburg, and we know that St. Petersburg is considered to be the second capital of Russia and the favorite city of their dictator, because his career also in KGB, FSB started from that northern capital of Russia. And it is also important because it is located really far away from Ukraine, and these explosions in the oil depot demonstrate that Ukrainian drones can fly almost 1,000 kilometers deep inside Russian area without any reaction. They do not catch these drones, they do not stop these drones, and now all of the region is vulnerable. And I think Russians understand that too, very vividly. They also understand that when they try to stop fire in Bryansk region, where one of the largest oil depots was set on fire, and during one whole day more than 200 of firefighters did not manage to stop it. It was also important because I see it as a strategy of Ukrainian intelligence services to destroy more of Russian oil depots, especially those that are close to Ukraine, close to front lines, because thus we break the supply of oil that they need for tanks, for weapons, for even military industry. And by destroying them, we slow down Russian supply to the front lines. And of course, we cause lots and lots of panic inside Russia. What is also beautiful, if you observe it carefully, all of the targets are military targets and they are legitimate. And even the victims that were previously among Russians were caused by the work of their air defense. And they spoke about that, which once again proves they were not ready to see war on their territory. And this is a very important message that I want to send to those of you, or especially those whom you have in your environment, people who doubt that we can actually win this war, or Russia is too big, or Russia is too strong. Just look at that and simply collect the facts of this 1 week. How many things were set on fire, destroyed, how many powerful messages were sent to something that once pretended to be the second strongest army in the world, but turns out to be the second strongest army in Ukraine. So this is important when we have doubts, and I'm sure that with more fires and explosions, Russia will use various messages, various manipulation techniques to invite us to negotiate, or to inspire you to try and persuade us to negotiate. No, 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 no. We first have to win this war. We first have to see Putin in The Hague, and not just him, but hundreds, if not thousands of people. Russians have to see and witness what they've done to Ukraine and many suppressed nations like Bashkortostan or Chechnya, or a huge republic of Sakha. By the way, remember to check our video on the future dissolution of Russia so that you may clearly learn more about how diverse and how actually different Russian Federation is, and that its future collapse is not going to be the tragedy for the planet. So anyway, this was a really hot week. Russia is turning into the hell in this physical way because it's really hot. There are lots of fires and lots of devils on the streets because, come on, we all know it's not just the Putin's war. It is also the war of millions of Russians who glorify him, worship him, and nurture such dictators. But we see that justice exists, and hopefully there will be more news like that to come. And I don't mind renaming this vlog into Russia on fire instead of war in Ukraine. But remember to provide these arguments to those who doubt. These are just facts. You can verify them in various newspapers, your local newspapers, but somehow these opinion leaders, politicians and influencers, they don't like to connect them. And I see my mission today in this video to connect them and to demonstrate you that Russia is weak, Russia is evil, and it is the right moment in history to stop it, punish it, and come on, even save those Russians, help them start some democratic or semi-democratic processes, because with all my optimism, I do not believe in a democratic Russia. You know, I don't like sharing lots of personal stuff on the video because the topic of my videos is not me, but my country. But today is 1 year since I've lost my mom, so that's difficult and a sad day for me. And one of the worst things that I experience is that she will not see Ukrainian victory. And I always feel very sorry for those people who remain in these dark days of blackouts, in these dark days of destruction, because it's extremely important to see even Russia on fire, what we see today. So we have to be grateful for that. Thank you for all your kind messages, your support. Thank you for buying me coffees, becoming my patrons, and helping this channel grow larger. If you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe and share, because once again, Russia is active and fighting against us on all fronts, including information and media. Remember to subscribe to my Instagram, Threads, Twitter. I'm quite active there. And also we have a good Discord community and a merch shop where we have lots of sweatshirt, t-shirts, hoodies with patriotic symbolics, and they work well as conversation starters. Plus they also bring luck. Thank you once again for being with me. Love you very much. Thank you for all your love and for being such a wonderful community, because you know, you're not subscribers, you're my friends. Slava Ukraini!